This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another evening in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and Historic Brawl is ending soon, so we're going to play a little bit with one more deck, because by the time I wake up, I'm going to be in no condition to make a video, probably. This will probably be the last 100 card Historic Brawl video for a while. Probably. We'll see. But yeah, the deck has Teferi and counterspells and wraths. So check the link in the description. Untraditional intro. Control mirror. Who dis? Cool. They have no idea. They have no idea. We have the Baffling End for the Brawl. We've got the Maze Mind Tome to gain advantage. We have the Quench to keep Brawl from entering the battlefield. They couldn't hope to compete. All right. I hope not every game is like that, but I'm not recording the intro twice. Not when I should be going to bed. It's late. CovertGo Gina already went to bed. CovertGo husband needs to go to bed soon. Awkward hand. Let's do it. The Kinnon's going to beat us to the board, though. But oftentimes what they do is they play Ramp Creature, then they play Kinnon. So they might not Kinnon on turn 2. I guess it's my turn to concede. We'll see if we draw a Wrath. So this says creature spells can't be countered. So this isn't going to be a game of any particular kind. Interesting. If we had one more turn, I could swords this and then counter the Kinnon. I guess it does depend what they do, but we don't even have blue mana for this turn. So let's get this out of the way and swords something is the plan. Maybe it has to be the Kinnon. Then we have to find a sweeper. I don't know. Everything about this is bad. Okay. They don't have a counterspell yet. They are being really obnoxious with the hearts. I get it. I'm famous magic YouTuber. But for the love of God, the emote spam has gotten to new levels that makes me want to no longer emote. Alright, we'll let the opponent go nuts here. They didn't have a counter last turn, so hopefully they can't counter the Wrath of God. Probably GG, but we'll find out.
You want to fight me? That's
Your deck is weird.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
So how do we deal with that when we've gotten this far behind? I guess we do need another land. How am I going to like Teferi get rid of this and Wrath? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what will do it. But we don't want a Wrath yet. Now, see, nobody knows how to play Brawl from this position. They're used to getting a little bit ahead and having the opponent scoop. So what we're going to try to do is prey upon our opponent not knowing how to actually win the game. Alright, did they finally draw a counterspell that they're going to sit on? Maybe. Let's see if this resolves. Looks like it will. That's a lot of land. I do play a ton of land, as usual, as I tend to do. Settle's not great. I feel like I need to play Teferi, tuck the Vivian, and Wrath the board. But if they have a counter spell, we just lose right away. Which is not where I want to be. I could stall a little longer because we have the Settle, we have the Tome. We have the Negate, which we could try to set up with the Teferi, but that's going to take a while. But I guess we have to try. If they're doing nothing, there's probably a good reason for that. Okay, they're gonna play something. It's Karuga, and they're gonna go fetch something else too. So we're probably gonna Wrath this board. Do we want to counter the Vivian activation? What are they going to get is the problem. I think let's let them do their thing. See if it's good enough. Questing Beast, okay. Karuga. It's a lot of cards. Seems good. Seems good. I think we take this and then Wrath. And then we also have Negate Tail's End open. And the Vivian will still make another creature, but now we have the Settle to catch any Vivian creatures that hang out. Memory Lapse, Brainstorm. Brainstorm combo with Fabled Passage could be good, but we might just have to crack this passage. Boom. Alright. No Pact of Negation to punish us just yet.
My herd grows ever larger.
Exciting. Opponent going for another double creature moment, and they go for a Shaya. Let's see what they fetch. Oh, we could have memory lapsed this, and then the shuffle effect would have gotten rid of it. Oh, that might have been a better play. Toski's annoying, but Settle says it's fine. But yeah, I don't want this thing to generate all that mana. I think one of the only things kind of keeping us together here is that our opponent doesn't have endless mana. So if we put it on top, and then they cast it again next turn, we could Tail's End it next turn as well. Which is fine. Okay. You've got one Vivian. And we're hanging in there. Alright, we can Teferi here and defend it, but we have to draw an untapped land. If we minus it, it still dies to the frickin' Toski. We could scry and see if the land is there. It's probably worth it. We could also just play this in plus and not minus on the Vivian, and then we have Settle the next turn. That's pretty good. Yeshaya comes into play. No, it doesn't. We Tail's End it. Okay.
If you show remorse, we need to move quickly.
If you show remorse, we need to move quickly. It's just good life advice. Makes a lot of sense, really, if you don't think about it at all. Okay. So Into the Royal won't hit any creature once a Shy is on the field, so that's a problem.
We will adapt to any threat.
Where will the opponent attack? They want the card. Okay. Cool. Teferi gets to hang out. We like this. Opponent has a grip, but so do we. The cards are numerous. Shia returns. We will make our stand. Down in jungle land. Don't worry too much about getting a perfect brainstorm. Just make sure you get to play it. Make sure you have the right cards in the right places. Are we playing Nezahal? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough to settle and that, but we might play the Hulk. Hulk Settle's a pretty good tag team. Well, let's put this back. Put this back. the Rivulet means that now we can mill away the Vivian. And cut off the flow of creatures.
I'm not ready for you quite yet.
God, that sounded kind of creepy. Did you guys hear that audio recording? I'm not ready for you quite yet. That's messed up. Also, we don't have to mill it away. The opponent shuffles if we settle here. Okay, so Gear Hulk, and we could eat the token, let them hit us for 1 and draw a card. Or we could settle and get rid of both. Sooner we settle, the sooner the Toski stops, but they get ramped, which is pretty obnoxious and pretty strong. Let's go for the settle. It also shuffles away the Vivian. Also, Gear Hulk doesn't work because of Soul Guide Lantern. I don't know how we're going to solve that, but maybe if we stall, we'll figure it out. Okay, they did shuffle away the Ashaya. My turn? What are you up to? Do you have your Gear Hulk? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of cards here, and there's their commander hanging out, and they're not doing anything like what I think of when I think of a Kinnan deck. You could slam the Nezzy. That sounds pretty good. I feel like they've got something, but we have Pact of Negation. Alright, Nezzy, go to work. Can't be countered, no maximum hand size. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, we draw a card. And we can discard 3 to exile Nezzy. Should have done that in response, I think. But I don't think this is worth a counter. It's a little draw 2 and a little ramp action. It's not the end of the world. They didn't put a land into play, so they are just all gas. Crazy. Crazy. Like I said, they've never been in deep water. They use I like the Brawl queue's been fun, but let's get real. Most people just scoop if they're not winning. And they got way ahead early. They had Allosaurus Shepherd, they had Vivian, but they have never had to brawl with the likes of me. Into the north, 7 cards in the graveyard. Uro could come out. Wolfwillow Haven, my if new Rivulet. Are you conceding to my Nezahal? Is that you saying I can't play no more? Oh, come on. I reject this. We were having a game. Come on. Here. Put it back in your hand. I'll give you another chance. I'll give you another chance. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want to destroy you. That's what I want.
We need to move quickly.
Is a howl. Oh, okay. They sack Lantern. Well, in responses. That's pretty good. Be real. Earlier in the game, you didn't think I had a chance. You didn't think I had a chance, did you? No, you did not. You have no faith. You have no backbone. You're weak. But in this dojo, we make you strong. What are you doing? What are you doing? No. No, I will not accept this. You will not play your spells on my permanence. I don't want your gift. I don't want your adoration. I want glorious combat. I want a challenge. Yeah. I will fight this counterfight. You do not want to start this with me. Sublime Epiphany. No. Absolutely not. You will not resolve this haven on my land. Not. This is kind of glorious in its own way. It's got its own nonsense charm. Some of you are having fun right now. Some of you are turning the video off. Yeah, no fun in games. That's Narset. You know what she's about. Narset's not about enjoying yourself, okay? Cool. See if you can get that to trigger.
Sun in the sky, broad on my skin, great day to
No! No! Do not assist me. I want no assistance from you. I want no assistance. I exile my Nezahar. In response, you failed. What is your next move? Not the manual taps, anything but that. You're just gonna tap out. Well, I show no mercy. No mercy. All right, get him. Get him. That's probably a video right there. That's content. That's quality content. The cap and clutch. Gonna play Niv. Gonna try this 5-color nonsense. Oof. Not a great hand. But we have a counter for the Niv, so we'll try. We'll try it. We are very susceptible, vulnerable, you might say. If our opponent were to play a Thoughtseize. Black mana has been named. Relic. A little graveyard hate in a card draw. Valky. I actually have a creature. This is a disaster. Opponent has too much information about our hand. We must act quickly to change the dynamic of our hand and cycle. They know too well that we ain't got it. Oof. Nor are we going to get it at this pace. But Cold Steel Heart can set us up for the hero next turn. Valky. You can't hit that off Niv. I don't know. Surprising inclusion, but I guess not ridiculous. Pass the turn. You have nothing. You have nothing. Don't you Prismari Command. Don't you do it. That card is like a backbreaker when you're ahead, and it blows up a ramp spell. It's just a backbreaker. Don't you do it. How do I always know? All right. Should have done that, I guess, after I could have hit the command. Oh well. Essence Scatter is here. Some cards will be discarded. I could have exiled those. The tilt is real. It's Lightning Helix. Oh my god. How will they navigate the wall of counter magic, though? We are building the wall. Although if we go for Teferi and it gets countered, we're in big trouble. So please, please play your Niv Mizzet. I'm hiding the Essence Scatter. I don't want them to know. Don't want them to know there's more where that came from. All right, Escanta, go. Library. Things that counter spells.
I'm not ruling this one out.
I need my Gear Hulk back. If the opponent turns this into a Gear Hulk, nothing good happens. We gotta tap out here. All right, let's see what our opponent can do to us. Ooh, that's a mana doubler. It's brutal. How do we solve that? We don't. I think we just try to counter everything. We could play this Asa's Intervention for 2, but then we don't have Gear Hulk open, and right now we can Gear Hulk Stroke, but we'd rather play other counter spells anyway, I think. Interesting grabs. No foretells. We don't know which of these counters we're going to need for all the nonsense they're about to bring. They have too much extra mana. I think we have to let this resolve. I'll miss you, Teferi. But you'll come back. Give me time. I'll recover you. Niv returns. Upon this, we must scatter an essence. But that Mirari's Wake means they can play Niv like every turn. Okay. Extra turn. Let's get established here. Joire. So we could slam Teferi, bin the Wake. Then the opponent doesn't have that much mana. They're actually stuck on 5. Next turn we can Teferi again.
Sorry, not so fast.
They're gonna get the Gear Hulk again with the Valky. This is an odd Teferi dance that we have going on here. 6 cards in graveyard, so search flips. We play this land, we can cast Teferi again. But we don't have anything to pair with it right now. Alright, Teferi dies. How much would you pay for a Teferi? Would you pay 9? Alright. Might be Seagate Restoration Captain over here. Trigger. Graveyard. Transform. Teferi's back on the menu. We can get back our Gear Hulk. Are we really doing this again? I guess if the opponent puts all the mana into it, who cares? Let's do this. Let's gas up the jet. There we go. Hiya. Got him. The evil was too much. Kinnan again. Alright, Kinnan. You wanna dance? I'll have to mulligan first, but then we dance. I do not like being on the draw against you. I mean, we could keep it because we have Day of Judgment. Usually there's a lot of creatures in Kinnan, but they don't always need the creatures. Glass Casket makes me smile. Glass Casket. We also have Ramp, which is the format backbone here. So do we save the Glass Casket for the Kinnan, or do we just hit their Ramp spell? Save it for the Kinnan. We have a curve with Midnight Clock and Casket next turn. The opponent doesn't have blue open. Who's the ramp deck now? Command zone? Good. Well, they can just play it again, but that's the point. You just keep fighting it. What more can you do? I keep on... Is this Yorian? Can it blink this casket? No. No, I can't do that. Honk honk. Are we going to kin in part 2? Are we going to do it? I mean, they know Teferi could come out. Okay, past turn. Collected company? Guess we should hold sensor up. So what else should we do? We can Narset. Problem with Narset is it will get attacked. We don't have to minus it, but we probably should. Right now there isn't enough power to really threaten it though, unless they're going to power up the district, which if they do that, that's their whole turn. So I guess we're okay with it. We gotta also play Tome and try to slow roll Narset a bit more. Shock this in, Sensor, Tome, and draw. Let's get the Narset. They might have a counter. We would need to get through those somehow.
No one is more prepared to hone your prowess.
Ooh, do we want to reveal a Settle the Wreckage to our opponent? It is a good way to protect a Teferi, though. Will this sensor hit anything? I'm sure Kinnan's just gonna come out and wreck me. But Narset can dig for another Wrath. The food has been devoured. Kinnan is on the stack. If we censor the Kinnan, they have to tap one more of these, which leaves us another Narset activation. Let's go for it. I would rather trade... Like, we could cycle a sensor, but I'd prefer a Narset activation. No attack. They have a snakeskin veil? Maybe.
Just the trick for this.
Interesting. It's not a snakeskin veil. What is it? It's for 1 mana. Were they worried about the settle I couldn't cast? They might have been. We are definitely sending it away. Too much mana. Are we going to tap out? I guess we have to. We can replay the Teferi next turn. And when we plus it, we might have enough for settle. Actually, no. We won't in this case. The opponent did leave the Kinnan in the deck. If we can find a way to mill or shuffle, like settle the wreckage, that would be a backbreaker. Their Kinnan would be lost to the sands of time. There go our planeswalkers. Doesn't counter the Kinnan.
Such violence is upsetting.
Heliod's intervention doesn't solve any problems right now. Let's play the map and say go. See if the opponent attacks into us. Probably not because of settle, but if they do and we can make them shuffle, that would be good. This is exposed by Narset, so it's a face-up play, but it doesn't mean they won't fall for it. I would like to draw 2. Most of the kitten decks run counter spells. So, how many counter spells are in this deck? We'll have to wait and see. But we might have to fight a counter war next turn over this Kinnan, so I am prepared for it. And while the opponent feels paralyzed and unable to do anything because of the settle, we can kick back and build up some cards. Because if we find a Wrath and force it through, they're going to lose a lot of their mana production. Up to 9 counters on the clock, though. Interesting game. Okay. Well, I can't counter that. There is commit to memory. How do we beat a coma? See if we can find it. There's a few things that like interact with it on the stack. Nothing too important right now. Okay, Day of Judgment. How do we get rid of the frickin' coil? There will be only one. Is there a way to stop them from activating it? Well, we're gonna keep this. Nine, 10, 11, 12. It's close, right? How do we get rid of that thing? Can I convince them to tap something? I don't think so. I mean, we can Teferi tuck this, right? That's one thing we can just do. If I flip the map, do I have enough to settle? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do. We actually do.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Coma, go away.
You need to slow down.
We could also go for Wrath instead and burn all of our stuff. But I mean, I kind of want the opponent to attack me. Either way, a counter is a counter, but right now they're tapped pretty low. But if they have a counter, they can still play it with this mana. I think we say go. I think going for Day of Judgment here. Pretty sketch. But I don't really want to give them the land, do I? Not if I can help it. All right, we go for it. We fight. We go for Day of Judgment. Yeah, seemed too good to be true. Swan Song's a good one. Are they trying to figure out how to make a food? What do you got? Okay. You ate the food to fight my bird that you gave me. Let's see if it's all part of a greater master plan. Kinnan, that's a lot of mana. That's a lot of mana. We need to hit another Wrath off of this clock. If the clock's even around.
This is hardly my worst.
9 mana Teferi. My turn. Tap for blue before it goes away. Resolve. Make it good. Mass manipulation and swords to plowshares. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Draw. Let this go. Commit. Two cards left, guys. Highest possible reward play? I think we should go for 2 and try to leave the activation of swords to plowshares up. We could go for 3. I think though it's greedy. Please hand them over. Please. All right, that can put a coma onto the battlefield. So do I gain control of these? I do. All right, swords to plowshares, your coma. Can we be done with the coma? It don't likes it. Nice. All right, relic. Pass. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay. Cannon's going back to command. We didn't... Oh, really? But this is your commander, and I control it. Really? I mean, I'm not giving it back to you. No takesy backsies. Here, exile a card from your graveyard. Spell Pierce. It's a heck of a price to pay for a Teferi, but let's go.
I'm known for my I hold that thought.
Why is it creepy Teferi? They changed the voice lines or something. They didn't want to pay the voice actor any more royalties, and now it's creepy Teferi. Hold that thought. All right, 5 mana. 5 mana, try to defend you a little bit. We have tucked too many times. Wolfy wolf. Wolfy wolf. You think they'll have the mana for something else? And this has trample? 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna kill it. There doesn't seem to be much I can do about it. We could see how much they send at Teferi, I suppose. Fight, fight. Alright, goodbye, Kinnan. Hardly knew ya. What's your cost up to? 6? Okay. Are they gonna play around settle? They're playing around it a little. Put that big guy in a box. Down to 2.
Want me to phase you out of time?
I'm telling you, man. Those voice lines, he's so exasperated now. Draw. All the graveyards out of there. Okay. That's could be strong. Let's gain some life, draw another card. Okay. Land, land, land. Counter spell. Ageless Insight. Draw 2. Making good. Wrath, Wrath.
Move quickly.
Ramp, Ramp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, so we want 4 and 2. So I can afford to play the Mind Stone? Is what you're telling me? One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can afford 2 more because I'm going to untap 2 lands. So much mana. How much time will you spend attacking Teferi? Or at some point, will you finally go for the face? Our opponent makes a food. Think we're countering the commander again. And then probably commit to memory. Yep, can't defend Teferi this time. We could power up, block, and commit, but I don't think it's worth it.
I'll have a better plan next time.
We did double ramp next turn, so we can afford this absurd amount of mana, but we've got to clean up the board. Meteor Golem probably blows up the seal away. It would be a really good time to draw Narset. Back in the deck. Miria's Call. A pair of 4/4s is not the worst. Look at all that. Look at all that mana it would cost. And then I'd end up with 4? Yeah, let's make some 4/4s. Memory draws us 14 because of the insight. But I have a counterspell. I think I stall a little longer. And see what the opponent can do about the angels. What a game. Probably attack with the Wicked Wolf because they can trade a food for one of them. So instead we don't block it. They go for the Kinnan, I'm sure. Nope, they don't. What does that mean? Royal's pretty good. Oh, it was a game, and then the castle activation turned out to be lethal. It's kind of a shame. Oh man. Teferi versus Niv. It's a classic battle right there. Ooh, the Mystic Subdual is in the hand already, but we have no ramp and no way to stop our opponent from ramping, and we're on the play. So I guess this Brainstorm has to be good. We don't have a way to fix it either. Let's just take our time. Let's assume our opponent's not going to ramp. Niv is one of the only decks that doesn't benefit much from ramp. You can play the Signet, but cards like Maze Mind Tome don't help you cast Niv. Let's just go ahead and foretell. Let's play a nice, calm, easy game of Magic. There you go. That's a good ramp card. If it can stick. A Braid, Prismari Command. These things mess up Treasure Map pretty good. Even bounce spells are pretty annoying. Or you could stomp my face. What do you think this is? Standard? This is Brawl, baby. Can't be countered whenever you draw a card, 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery, draw a card. Opponent found an energy from the hub, and guess what? They played the giant. Let's get this thing going. Keep that. Getting the ramp from the map is more important than getting the brainstorm cast. Should we see what we hit? We might hit a ramp card. Okay. The Wrath is okay. The Dovin's Veto might help. Don't forget though, this card can't be countered. We can't rely on the counters too much. I guess getting the 1 extra blue here is good, so we'll scry this plains to the bottom, redraw the hub when the time comes. We could scry both to the bottom by double mapping, but I do want to hit my land next turn. 19. Ghostly Pilfer. Okay, the Wrath is looking better. Two creatures die. Resolves. Try to do this now before they get their draw step in case it's a braid or something that could interfere. That's interesting. It's kind of a must counter for them, isn't it? And it gives us, like, we play something that they have to deal with the turn before they niv, and they scoop. Okay. Does anybody have what it takes to play a full game against Teferi to make me actually figure out a win con? Golos? I'm even going to try to play super fast. I'm going to stop considering decisions and trying to explain them. And I'm just going to try to play fast to get somebody to finish a game. That's the objective. I think the opponent might be keeping a 6-card hand or less here, which is something you just don't see in Brawl very much. Definitely raises the potential of a scoop. Alright, we're on. Hello. I'll even try to be friendly, which I loathe to do. Slow down. Too much rampy bamps. We'll see if we draw another land off the top so we don't have to shock out the Seagate. We probably will, though. Ooh. Alright, double non-creature ramps. Let's hold on to Dovin Bond. It's good against Dovin. Or it's good against, I should say, good against Golos. But we still don't want to let our opponent Golos too early. See if that keeps them from hitting a land drop or if they're still good. Yeah, they're still good. They're good for days.
I know my no time for a break.
Okay, that's the wrong amount of mana. One mana too much. Ah, they don't go for it, see? See? The intimidation factor. Nope, they're still going for it. Alright. Hard way. Let's see, we tuck the Golos next turn, or we can try playing Dovin Bond to neutralize it, but I think we just have to tuck it. They have field. Okay. Field is good.
Let's take it back a step.
Alright, they go to command. They didn't put it back in the library, which is wise. Field trigger. First zombie acquired. Golos remastered. Time to get down the Gear Hulk and put some pressure on the opponent. You're gonna have to cast that again. Pact of Negation. Let's plus. Awkward thing about Settle, they fetch lands, which creates more zombies. Dovin?
I can read your flaws like an open book. You're only making it worse.
A little bit of aggression might go a long way here. We'll see. Do I play this? Making some 4/4s could be really powerful. But I think we just need lands on the field. Although we don't this turn. I'm gonna hold it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Kaya. That's frustrating. I think we just have to deny most cards at this point. Would have preferred to have that for the Kaya. You can't counter Golos. Okay.
Keep up the pace.
I'm trying to keep up the pace. I don't want them to leave. It's a very interesting game, and I don't want it to end without a clear victor. Alright, they're starting to block. They're starting to panic. What does this do? -7. Your opponents can't untap more than 2 permanents. Yeah, that's a game breaker. Let's go for it.
I almost feel sorry for you.
Go, go, go. I think that both these cards are worth keeping. You can either bounce a zombie. Okay, that's going to deal damage to planeswalkers, so no. 4 damage to planeswalkers. Explore. Okay. Sacrifice a planeswalker. Fight for my people. Fight for my people. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. Try to shut him off from playing Golos next turn if I can't help it, because I have to tap a lot of mana here. Trying to ultimate this Dovin Bond or this Teferi.
What? I'm not done.
Should be able to solve most of our problems, but we don't have a counter here. We're naked. Naked and afraid. Alright, I'm going to try to occupy your mana because I don't have enough going on this turn. So if you have to pay 2 for this, hopefully you can't do anything else that's really cool with the remaining 4. It's usually a pretty high casting cost deck. I get through a Brawl, so be it. Alright, we've survived the pact.
You can't possibly
Dovin
be this
Bond
sorry.
emblem is on the table.
For a break.
Counterspell acquired. Zombie? Golos? Come on, tap out. Tap out for the Dovin emblem. What have you got there? You do have the opponent down to 8. Gear Hulk has done work. Casualties of War. Nope. We didn't get to do the Dovin emblem, but I would say that the opponent did stick around until the winning was no longer in doubt. I've never seen a Dovin emblem, but I imagine this deck only being able to untap 2 permanents a turn would be very lethal, and Field of Ruin can take out the beloved Field of the Dead. So, that is Teferi, my hero, the hero of Dominaria. If you want to see things like win rates, check the deck list link for Untapped GG stats on the deck in the description. It's really fun, and you can download the companion for yourself and support the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you to untapped.gg, and I have a soft spot for Teferi. I think you know if you're a Teferi Hero of Dominaria fan, and if you are, I think this is the kind of deck that's for you. The 100-card Brawl format, Historic Brawl format, is going away. It'll be gone by the time you see this video, so I hope that you enjoyed the content. I did stay up pretty late to record it, and if you like it, please remember to hit subscribe, as I'll try to keep doing some fun Brawl stuff in the future, and of course Historic Brawl and 100-card Historic Brawl when it's available, as I am a bit of a fan of things in the command zone lately. So thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.